Hello everybody, welcome back to our video series on Surds. In this, the final video, we are going to go over the 4 questions you see before you and answer them as 100%. So question 1, write the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 in the form square root of a. Well, this is quite straightforward. We just have to utilize our first surd rule, which is this one here. 3 times 5 is 15, so without too much work, we see that the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 is equal to the square root of 15. Question 2, write the square root of 45 in the form a root b. Well, for this, we need to utilize our third surd rule here. So in this case, the square root of a is equal to the square root of 5. So what we're looking for is something which is obviously a square number times 5 gives us 45. What is this something? This something is equal to 9 because 45 divided by 45 divided by 5 is equal to 9, and conversely 45 divided by 9 is equal to 5. So 45 divided by 5 is equal to 9, and thankfully this is equal to 3 squared. So this implies that the square root of 45 is equal to the square root of 9 times 5, which again we can split up into the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. And we have that this is equal to 3 times the square root of 5. So in other words, a in this instance is equal to 5. Okay, question 3. Expand and simplify 4 plus root 3 times 4 minus root 3. Well, again, we have 2 ways of doing this. Well, not again, but in this instance, there are 2 ways to do this. There's the quick and easy way and the long-winded way. I'll start with the long-winded way first and then show you the quick way. So all I'm going to do is split this up. 4 plus root 3, 4 minus root 3. This is equal to 4 times this 4 times this, plus this root 3 plus root 3 times this. So let's expand this out. This is 16 minus 4 root 3, and then expand this out. Root 3 times 4 is 4 root 3. Root 3 times minus root 3. Don't fall into the trap. We're going to have minus 3 because we'll have minus root 3 squared. And this is equal to 16 minus 4 root 3 plus 4 root 3. They're opposites. We have 0. Minus 3, because this is minus 3, and we have 13 as our final answer. And lastly, question 4, bit of a long one, but not too much work, maybe 4 or 5 marks. These are both 1 mark questions. This is maybe a 2 mark question. And this is a 4 or 5 mark question. So 2 root 6 divided by root 5 minus root 3 over root 10. Now, you may be surprised to know I have actually covered this question before. This appeared in my in the beginning of the GCSE past paper, the one that, as you remember in the first video, I said I would stop doing because if you didn't know the content, there wouldn't be much point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through this question very quickly. I won't bother explaining the steps specifically, only because, as I said, I have already done that. So please go and check that video for the full in-depth description. But I would start with this side. I would times both sides by the square root of 10 divided by the square root of 10. This gives us root 30 over 10, signaling to us that in this instance d will be 30. And then if we do the other side, we had 2 root 6 over root 5 times root 20. Why root 20? So that when we come to taking the square root underneath, we could take the square root of 100, which will give us 10. This is equal to 2 times the square root of 120 over the square root of 100, which is equal to 2 root 120 over 10. And then lastly, we had, as in this question here, we have a squared number multiplied by a number that's not square. We have 2 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 30, and this is, of course, all divided by 10. 2 times root 30 over 10. This is 4 root 30 over 10. Remember, we subtracted this bit. These two have the same denominators and in fact the same surd part. So what we have is 4 lots of root 30 over 10 minus 1 lot of root 30 over 10, and this gives us in total 3 root 30 over 10. So again, here, if you wanted to be extra specific, C is equal to 3, D is equal to 10. So hopefully that clears up any questions you're having about surds. Of course, if you still have any other questions, please absolutely do not hesitate to ask me, write a comment, send me an email, etc. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.